What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Cryptographics. And I think we got my audio is working. Cool. For a second, I thought we had a glitch. Welcome back to Cryptographics, guys. Today, we're going to be checking out the Icosa auctions. It is almost the end of day one. There's 34 minutes left on the timer for a lot of these auctions, and we're going to watch them go over. We're going to check out how much Hedron is going to be bid. We're going to answer all your questions that you have today in regards to the auctions, and I might be joined by a guest or two, hopefully later in the stream. We'll see. No promises yet, but we're also going to talk about the game theory and answer any questions you guys have about the new staking, basically the lack of the bonus that we thought we had between the 5, 10, and 15 and 20% bonuses. So before we go on, I just want to welcome everybody in here. Let's see. We got Red Squirrel. What's up, my brother? We got Captain Anthony. Ahoy, ahoy. Goose Phase B. What's up? Cat Doge. Got Humble D Crypto, Mobius. Nice. We got 28 people in here so far. Awesome, guys. Glad to see everyone piling in. So we're almost at the end of day one. And if you don't know what we're looking at here, well, this is an opportunity for you or anyone else to get involved in purchasing a hex stake. And let's look at one of these down here. basically 7,000 hex, this one in particular. For stake for 5555, and you could purchase it using Hedron tokens. Now, these bids, some of them are going to be quite high. They've already been going for 24 hours, but there's a chance you could get a deal here. So we're going to be looking at all these deals and what exactly it looks like to get a deal and what exactly it looks like to not get a deal. But first, I want to clarify some thoughts on the new staking pools. I want to talk about that real quick because I know there was a lot of misconception on, there was a bug or something was wrong and it was edited out and the code's immutable. Well, the code is immutable, and immutable really does mean immutable. So I guess before we go there, I'm going to back up and just relay everything that happened. So anyone that's watching this, you can understand. And essentially what happened here was, if you were previously in this protocol, you would know that there used to be something that looked like the pool ownership icon here, this little text. It used to say yield bonus, and it used to say anywhere from 0% to 20%, depending on if you had a small stake or the largest type of stake at the moment. And what that bonus was supposed to do was it was supposed to allow you to, when your stake was finished, gain a bonus on the amount of yield that you had already accrued or received. But what happened was, essentially, some of the math in the code made some of these stakes essentially get zeroed out as far as what the code was seeing it as getting a bonus, or how it was seeing it get a bonus. And a lot of the stakers that were ending weren't actually getting their bonuses like they were supposed to. So the code basically just makes it so people just don't get their bonus at this point. That's just what happens. No one gets their bonus. That's what the code does. So all Alex has done is remove the yield bonus off of this page. So all that changes, well, a lot changes after the fact, but what originally changed was this little piece here that's been removed. And so there's a lot of interesting game theory that we have to talk about and that I'm still trying to figure out, because it's a lot to think about, to be honest, and a lot to try and, figure out in a day or so, but it's interesting. And a couple things that we got to go over here is, you may be wondering, okay, well, what happens with the yield? Because I could have got a 5, 10, 15, or 20% bonus, but I didn't. So the thing we got to keep in mind is that was a possible bonus. And that bonus tier that you or anyone else had was based off of the total supply, the total circulating supply of Icosa. Currently, there's about 460,000 circulating Icosa that are unstaked. Look at how many Icosa are staked. If you can see this, there's 18,427,397 Icosa staked. That means there is like 4%. No, I don't even know. There's a tiny amount of the actual Icosa liquid versus what's actually staked. So the likelihood that you would actually get the bonus if people were unstaking when these stakes were coming to an end is actually pretty low, because as every stake came out, there'd be more Icosa actually in circulation, and you would essentially be getting diluted in that sense too. So not everyone would get that bonus. It could have been a thing, but not everyone would have got it. And so what happened was the SA, and I'm going to see if I can find it here, because there's an SA, or the SA went and did 2 transactions yesterday. So the SA is the source address. It's like the centralized benevolent seeming entity that is in the Hedron protocol and owns about 43 or 4% of the Hedron tokens. It essentially burnt 250 billion Hedron and put that as yield into the pool yesterday. It also put 750 billion into the pool as liquidity over the course of a year. So basically, that means that there's a 25% increase on the baseline yield that we're going to see over the next year. And there was an additional 250 billion burnt in one day to just give to the pool. So effectively, what this means is that not everyone originally could have received that bonus, that 5 to 20% bonus. But now everyone is going to get the bonus that they could have got had they actually received that bonus, even though not everyone would have received it. So this is actually a huge win. And it doesn't necessarily mean it's a huge win long term, but for the people that are staked now, it is a huge win. And how we're not sure if it's a huge win yet is long term. And we'll talk about that a little bit later on in the stream. Before I go any further, I want to make sure everyone understands that. So let me see what I'm missing in the chat here. Let's see. And guys, if you have any questions to at any point, this stream is meant to for you to ask some questions, figure out about the auctions, figure out what a good deal is, what a good deal isn't, whatever kind of questions you have to do with Icosa staking, Hedron staking, auctions, like fire away. That's what the point of this is. I'm going to be streaming while these first round of auctions end, so we can watch it live and get all our questions answered here. Let's see. His Excellency says, finally, the moment we've all been waiting for, kindle to the fire. Oh, man. I am actually so excited for this. It feels like we've been waiting like a year at this point for these auctions to come up. So this is super exciting. And I mean, when we go and we look at some of these auctions, let's go to the HSI auctions here. Check this out. Let's go to, there's a few in here that were like okay, you guys look at this. So there's 176,000 hex here. So I'm going to do this on the fly. So hex is around 3.3 cents. So basically the base cost of this stake, so 176, 414 times the price of hex. So the base cost of this stake right now is about $5,800 roughly. But look at the bid. So the minimum bid rate, or the bid right now is 8 billion, 1 million. The mintable Hedron is 8 million. Even with an 8x bonus, that's not even 80 million Hedron. So this is basically getting your 100x on the amount of Hedron that you get from the stake. And let's just pause here, and I'm going to show you some. The price of Hedron's around 5 zeros and 2.9 at the moment. So we're going to go 1 million times 0.0000029. So basically $5,800 for this hex stake, but someone's bidding $23,000 for this Hedron for this bid. So this is crazy. That is so far above what I would have expected someone to bid that I have to check back in the chat to see if you guys are catching this too. Like, this is nuts. And there's a lot of these types of bids too. We're going to go through these in a second. We're going to take a look here and see just what some of them are looking like. Let's see here. Roof Dog says, good evening. Good to catch you live. Yeah, man. Thanks for being here. It's so exciting. It's really exciting. We've been waiting for so long for this. So does the Hedron burn right at the sale or after the auction? Great question. So the moment these auctions are over, then the Hedron is burnt. So this is where it's interesting, because the Hedron burned that is applicable to the yield that goes to all the pools. So the Icosa that gets sent to the Hedron pool, the Icosa pool, and the What's a pool, that the auctions need to end within the midnight to 11:59 UTC time. So a lot of these auctions weren't started like initially, or they'll probably get pushed that 5 minutes extra that a lot of the auctions can get pushed. So what we could see is we might not see a significant amount of yield like when the clock ticks over in 21 minutes. But what we will see is the next day, all these auctions pile into one day, and boom, we will get a big ol' amount of yield the next day, which is super exciting. So let's see here. People going for these 10x multipliers. If you emergency end stake your HSI that has a 10x bonus, do you lose that bonus? You do lose that bonus because that bonus is only there for the minting side of Hedron. And you can only mint day by day or by waiting till the end. You can't advance the 10x bonus. So you have to wait till the end. So if you emergency end stake, your multiplier, your bonus is bye-bye. Yeah, this is literally just the beginning of the burn. So let's see here. Where does the multiplier come from? So these multipliers in the first 100 days of Hedron, every 10 days, you could claim a bonus that was descending in or reducing in the amount of multiples that you could claim for. So the first 10 days, you could claim a 10x bonus on your HSIs. In the second 10 days, it was 9. Third 10 days, it was an 8x, and so on and so forth, all the way until there just wasn't any bonus anymore after 100 days. So that's why you see all these 10x bonuses of people claiming these in the very beginning. And if people had long stakes or decided to just stake 5555 and throw 10x without knowing Icosa was on there, well, they lucked out and were able to throw something into Icosa that has a 10x bonus multiplier and is 5555, which is just crazy. Let's see here. CryptoCat Doge says, I'm not a Hex OG, so I can't yet benefit from minting Hedron off my stakes. I'm just staking my purchase Hedron for yield, waiting until Hedron equals about 0.001. Is that crazy? Hey, you know what, man? None of us know really what we're doing. We know theoretically what makes maybe the most sense, but there's many plays, and that is one of them. Absolutely. So let's see. I'm just staking just stake, man. If you don't have to go into anything, if you want to hold your Hedron, I have my T-share maximalism methodology. I would recommend reading that on cryptographics.com. It's a free download. And I would read that for maybe an alternative to what you can do with the Hedron to try and understand it. But staking your Hedron is never a bad idea. Never, ever a bad idea. Hex Love, what's up, brother? Hey, bud, thanks for live streaming. No problem. I'm surprised. Am I the only one streaming right now on the HSI auctions? This is kind of interesting. I know. I think a lot of people are bidding. Or just busy, but probably busy. They're probably not bidding. No, we'll give them the benefit of the doubt. Art Raymond Painting says, howdy, brother. Cole, I think, let's see. Yep. Bidders are pricing in future value of T-shares relative to Hedron. Exactly. And so, a lot of the speculation that I was doing, if you watched my previous videos, we were talking about the potential for burnt. A lot of the bare minimum burn that we were talking about was based on like minimum bids. And a lot of these, you're the only one. Okay. Yeah. A lot of the speculative yield that we had come up with that we might be getting was based on minimum bids. And if we figure out, so this is about 4 times past, like this one here is about 4 times past. Yeah. 4 times past what the base value of this stake is. So this person is definitely projecting into the future what they think this value is going to be worth. But also it kind of doesn't make sense because this is a 365-day stake. So someone just wants to burn their Hedron and win this. 8x bonus multiplier on 8 million. I mean, hey, if you're staked in Icosa or Hedron, you're loving this, okay? I mean, look, we got 1.9 billion Hedron for 71,000. We got 1 billion for 75,000. Let's see here, 432 for 7,000. Like, geez, man. Let's go to 100, and we'll wait for this to go. Okay, look at all these. So we got 950,000. Holy moly, guys! Are you seeing this? Like 9 billion for how much? 750,000 hex. Okay, so that's about $29,000 roughly, I think it is. And 750,000 hex is how much? Times 0.0. 24,000. So future value, man, this person might be getting although this person's probably going to move this into Icosa. I would suspect, but they're spending a little bit more than what this is worth as the base value. So that actually kind of makes sense. But look at these, like 9. Oh man, part of me wants to just add these up right on the fly here. This would be a very boring stream, but I want to know like how much is going to get burnt. Like 10 billion for 523 in 90 days. Holy smokes. Man, you guys are bidding. You guys are crazy. I love it. This is so cool. Okay, back to chat for a second here. I'm getting distracted watching all this. Let's see. Seems someone have added an extra 0.2 to their bids. Yeah, exactly. Side question about Hedron. When is the best time starting your minting / claiming? Your hex around 70 days old. So if you need to use your Hedron and you want to mint it, you can do that anytime you like, but you're going to pay a gas fee every time. So doing it too often is probably not the best idea. It probably makes the most sense to wait as long as you can hold off. If you're staking and maybe you have some kind of staking strategy, you could slowly add it, but I don't know. It depends on the gas fees. Really, that's the thing. I mean, most times, especially if you have a multiplier, I mean, you could wait and do it every few months, and mint then because you're getting so much extra Hedron, especially if you have a more significant stake, and then put that in your Hedron stake. But if it's a smaller stake, you might as well just wait to the end, or just wait until a little bit further down, until you're looking at that and maybe there's a few million Hedron, or maybe even close to 1 million Hedron. Then maybe it makes sense if you're spending $1, $2, $3, $4 on gas. So my thoughts, and it's not for sure. There's more to consider there, but you don't need to start at any point. You can wait to the very end. There's no need to do anything here. Let's see here. Yeah, guys, please smash that like button. We got 14 minutes to go until these auctions go off, and then we can see all of the Hedron burnt. We're going to go to hexmodel.com. I don't know if it's going to be right away. We're going to be able to see all this Hedron burnt, but holy moly, we're so close. We're so close. Hey, you know what we should do? Let's play a little game. There's no bid, there's no prizes, there's nothing but prides on the line here. But if anyone's interested, you want to play along, what we're going to do here is we're going to put a number on what we think the total number of Hedron burned within the first day is going to be. So I'm going to ask you to take whatever number you think is going to be burned and put it in the chat. I'm going to star all the guesses, and when it ticks over, either during the stream or after, I'll shout out the person who got it right. And yeah, we'll just have a little fun little game ongoing while we wait, add to the suspense to see if we can see who can guess it right. I don't know. Maybe we'll do something special if someone absolutely nails it, but we'll see. No promises, no expectations so far, please, guys. So let's see. Okay, I'm going to go down a little further here. I've been trying to figure out if it's worth buying HSI. Don't want to overbid. It depends on how you value the stake in Hedron. If you value Hedron as much as you value Hex, you might spend less. If you value Hex more than Hedron, well, you might obviously bid more Hedron than the base stake's worth. You might look at the speculative value. You might look also at what Hedron you can get out of that stake, and so you're willing to burn more. But I mean, I look at Hedron like coupons. So if we look at a max length T share, it always spits out 5,555 Hedron. So that means that 555 million Hedron is always redeemable for at the Hedron ceiling price, or in best case scenario, when you're maxing out Hedron's value, then you should always be able to redeem 5,555,000 Hedron for 1/3 of a T share in Hex. So, and every 5.555 million Hedron is, at least in my eyes, valued at that. So if you're looking at something, you're looking at Hedron in that sense, then you're waiting till Hedron is at a certain price, like the ceiling price, which we can go over, guys, if you really want to. I wasn't hoping to get super, super technical here with the ceiling prices, but we can absolutely do that. So when Hedron gets there, you could exchange your Hedron for an equivalent amount of basically T shares. Okay. And it's a way to basically maximize the use of your Hedron. And also, this applies to auctions for 555 stakes. In order to basically, what you want to do with max length stakes in auctions, because there's so many of them, is you want to spend the minimum bid, or as close to the minimum bid as possible. Any more than that, and you're basically spending more than 5.555 million per T share. You're spending like 6 million, or you're spending 7 million, and so on. You're burning a lot of extra Hedron, and you're not maximizing the potential of it, at least theoretically and on paper. But patience is the name of the game for that one. Let's see here. Where did my thing go? Back to the Icosa. You said in your last vid you'd speak more on benefits of staking Icosa since the bonuses are gone. Yes. So we'll get to that. What I'd like to do, we have 10 minutes. I'm going to start your comment Hexagon Batman. And we're going to get there after these auctions have ticked over. And I do want to talk about that because there's a lot of little things to think about here. And I do want to be able to just kind of go off on some tangents and just kind of figure this out midstream, because I haven't figured this out, but there's lots of things on my mind. But I do want to pay attention to these auctions. I do not want to pay attention to these auctions for now. So we'll get there soon. I have your comment starred. Let's see. There's one 12 billion bid for 1630. No way. Okay, we got to find this for 1635 hex. No way. Someone's just burning Hedron at this point, like intentionally. Does that even make sense? What? That's crazy. That's absolutely nuts. Oh, there's Polymaximus. Oh, okay. 7 billion. Okay, for 1 million hex. Okay. That's good. Good for them. That's a good bid. I feel like that's a solid bid. It's a really good bid. Let's see here. Is there any more? Okay, I'm going to move back to the chat real quick here. That's crazy, though. Holy moly. Okay. Okay, I'm going to star everyone's comments. We got 30 trillion. We got, I need some commas here. 154. So we got 1.5 billion. Is that what that is? Okay, we got 1.5 billion. A bazillion. Nice. 250 billion. Okay, 3.69 trillion. Nice. And 249 billion. 10 trillion. Oh man, I like where these numbers are going. 1.2 trillion. All right. 22 trillion. All right, I'm just going to go through and star all these bids. I'm not going to bring them all up, guys. We got Dougie, Hex47. There's so many bids. Awesome. 3.2. Okay. Yeah, I'm starring everyone's bids here. And I'm going to save these as these come in. 2.2 trillion. Okay, Cole, I'll remove your... Okay, there we go. 2.2. Let's see. 2 trillion first day. 82 trillion. My God. If you're right, holy moly, you're going to make a lot of happy people by that bid. Let's see here. Okay, starred. Just in case. Starred. Sweet. Okay. Let's go back up. Let's see here. I'm sorry if I skipped anyone's comment. Okay, when will the Icosa holders see a difference after the bids? So because we have basically midnight UTC is in 7 minutes. So what we're seeing is the stake that's ending the soonest is in 10 minutes, meaning I don't think we're going to get any potentially larger yield tomorrow or when the clock ticks over in 7 minutes. But the next day, we are going to have basically, let's see, 1,400 stakes that are potentially going to come to an end in one day. In one day. This is crazy. Absolutely wild. Let's see here. Let's keep going. Since Hedron is being burnt, does that shrink the total supply, thus pushing the token price up? So there is not a direct relationship between Hedron supply going down and the price going up, but there is a correlation over time, because what's going to happen here is, if these, well, let's just put it like this. The Hedron supply is just, by being burned, is making the Hedron more rare, meaning people are burning, getting rid of their Hedron to get these Hex HSIs or these HSIs. And so if more auctions come on the market, there's less Hedron to buy in order to get these auctions. And so people will need to buy it, because I did the math earlier and it was like, in order to get 1 billion Hedron, you need to stake, like, I think it was 1.5 million for 5555. Let me see here. It's 1 billion Hedron divided by 5555 is equal to, sorry, you need to have 180 T shares staked 5555. So let me see, divided by 1,000, 180 T shares staked 555. So basically you'd have to have 60 T shares. That's crazy. So 60 times 25066, 100, basically 1.5 million. You basically have to stake 1.5 million for 5555 to get 1 billion. So what I'm saying here is that's how hard it is to get 1 billion. But if it's cheaper to get it on the market, why would you stake your Hex to get Hedron? So by making Hedron really rare and making people have less of it, but still having auctions, the supply decrease is going to mean that people are going to have to flock to the market in order to buy Hedron if there's still demand for these HSIs. And of course, nothing's guaranteed, but as the supply shrinks and there's less available, people will need to go to the market if they want to participate in these auctions or see price appreciation or stake, right? So there's lots of reasons how it does affect, but it's not directly related. Like when one happens, the other side happens as well. Like Hedron shrinks, price goes up. It may take some time to see this all. I bought new Hedron for my bids. All mine was staked. Oops. That's not a bad thing. I mean, you just have more Hedron, but I mean, I know what you mean. Yeah, that's tough. That's real tough. Planning ahead is essential for this stuff. And I guess while we're talking about that too, one thing to keep in mind with the Hedron stakes are it may be wise, because there is no bonus, to only do a stake and leave it for as long as you need it, as long as it can go until you actually need that Hedron, because there's two things that happen. One is you're not gaining Hedron by being in the pool. You're gaining Icosa, right? And I mean, of course, you may want to take your Icosa and stake that Icosa in the Icosa staking pool. But every time you take, like, let's say you have 1 billion Hedron, or let's say you have 500 million Hedron, doesn't matter. You pick a number. Every time you restake that Hedron, you're going to get less share of the pool because the stake points that you're going to get are decreasing. Now, how that works is basically the amount of Hedron that you have is divided by, I think it's the share rate. And essentially you're getting points, right? So because the T-share rate's going up, that means the amount of points that you get in the pool are going down, right? So it's going to be harder for you over time to actually maintain a position in the Hedron pool. So in Hedron, now there's no bonus. It might make more sense to just keep your Hedron staked for as long as possible. And then when the minimum is done, you have flexibility, because if there are bids or auctions that you want to use, then you can just end the stake, then use it for bids, and then immediately put it back in to take advantage of it. And you have the Icosa that you've been earning and so on and so forth. So it gives you flexibility, right? Because you can stake a lot more money in Hedron and you can serve 90 days. That's it. So it's a lot shorter. If you stake $30,000 in Icosa, you're staked for 360. If you stake $30-something thousand in Hedron, you're staked for 90 days. So you have a lot more flexibility in the Hedron pool. Let's see here. Hex Ray Vision. What's up, brother? Good to see you in here, man. Hope you had a good stream earlier. I think you're having a stream earlier. Hope it went well. Hey, if you want to come on too, I'm having a hangout here, and I'm inviting anyone that would like to come on, and the streamers want to come hang out, talk auctions, hang out, watch the bids tick down. And oh my goodness, we got 2 minutes, guys. So this is going to be insane. Let's see here. Okay, we're watching this tick down. The first one's going to be 432 million. Yeah, this is all going to tick over on the next day. Wow. So we're going to have 1,400 that are going to tick over the next day. That's insane. Okay, crazy. Back to this. Let's see. Bids are insane. Return on Hedron is not worth it, especially when most HSI auctions aren't even 2 T-shares. It is insane right now, but I mean, I'm gonna say this. I don't want to give away too much here, because I don't want people to go all doing the same strategy. But I do think that patience is a virtue when it comes to the bids. There are still 4,000. Like, how many auctions are still going to be available? There's still 5,400 auctions that are coming up through the rest of November, December, January, and then some of these are going to get recycled. And there's only so much Hedron to go around. If the first wave of this burns a ton of Hedron, maybe you wait to the second one, and maybe you wait for a really good deal, and maybe you get a shorter stake, because the minimum bids are the lowest they'll ever be comparatively to how much the hex stake is worth. Just some thoughts. I don't know. Let's see here. Hey, graphics. When does Poly hit the market? Poly is, and when you mean the market, do you mean just in liquidity pools? Let's just see here. I'm gonna search up let's see. Let's go to Dex Screener real quick. I don't know if there's a liquidity pool for Poly yet. I think that there should be. Someone should have made a liquidity pool. Poly. I know you guys can't see this. I'll share this in a sec. So Poly is on the market. Polywrapped ETH, Polymath. Is that what it is? I don't know if that's it or not. Hedron poly. Poly is, I think poly is trading at a premium to Hedron at the moment by a small amount. Let me share. Yeah, let me go share the screen here, guys, real quick, so you can see what I'm talking about here. Just need to find the right one. Let's go to deck screener. Where is it? So this is the Hedron poly chart. It's a small amount, so it's spiked here, and then basically, let's see, where's my? So it's 1.3% premium. That's okay. That's probably about right. Nothing special there. That's cool. Okay, let's bring this back to the auctions because it's 6:01, and we got to check in to see what is going on there. I wonder if Hex Model has any data. Actually, let's go to Hex Model for a second, guys, and check this out. Let's see here. HSI buyback. Hedron? There it is. Let's see here. Hedron burn total. Okay, let's bring it up to 261. This doesn't say any Hedron burnt yet today. So yesterday there's 255 billion. There's 25 billion loaned. Okay. I wonder if when this is going to update here. Let's see. Okay, so we don't have the stats for it yet, but this is going to be exciting. We'll just wait a minute and see what comes up afterwards. Sandy Beach, good to see you. Did I miss your comment earlier? There you go. Hey, Graphics Gaming, everyone. Good to see you. What's up, Leroy? Let's see. Be nice if you added a column for percentage of street value. Not 100% sure what you mean by that. Oh, yeah. All this is going to get burnt. Yeah. Overbidding on everything. Yeah. Total supply is 113 trillion. So 82 trillion seems a tad high. It probably won't be 82 trillion, I don't think. Maybe 8.2. Maybe that's a little bit more reasonable. But yeah, if we say 82 trillion, you're going to break a lot of things. I don't think that would mean basically everyone needs to burn their Hedron and the SA needs to burn 10 trillion, 11 trillion. Like, I don't know, man. Anyways, people are most likely clicking max Hedron instead of confirm button. Then when the bid box doesn't disappear, they click confirm, hence large overbids. Hey, it very much could be. It very much could be. Let's actually go back to the Icosa webpage here. And then we'll see, because I would like to talk about the pools and what it means. Let's see. Auction end. Oh, does this mean for me? I lost it. No, I know that. I didn't bid on anything. Oh, I see. It's going to say that no matter what. Okay, so 432 million Hedron got burnt. Got 4 minutes. Man, we're so close on so many of these. Poly Maximus got 2 of them, 17 billion, 10 billion. Okay, we're picking up here. Oh, this one. Look at this one, guys. This is the million hex stake. Poly Maximus now 8.5. So Poly Maximus is now burning alone 35 billion Hedron. Let's do a quick count here. Okay, so we got, okay, I'm going to count from the top here. So we've got, I'm not going to count these ones. I'm only going to count the billions. So we got 12 billion, 13. So we got 13.6, 15.5 billion. Let's see, 23 billion. Oh my God, 30.4 billion, 31.9 billion, huh, 43.1 billion, 52 billion. This is gross. 53 billion. 63 billion. Oh my God. 75 billion. 76. Let's see here. 78.5. Oh my God. 88.5. 102 billion. 102 billion. 110 billion. Oh my God. Let's see here. 110 billion. 111 billion. I'm just going to do the first page. That's it. I'm not going to keep going after this, guys. 115 or 16 billion. 117 billion. 118 billion. 120 billion. 121 billion. And we're not even... Guys, that's the first page. That's the first page. What? Oh my God. Should we count the second page? Okay, so the first page, I gotta like write this down. So the first page literally had 120 billion. In the first 100 transactions. Are you kidding me? What is happening here? Are you guys seeing this? 120 billion. I am literally shocked right now. And that's the first page. Do we keep counting? Do we go to the second page? I think we should count. Yeah, okay, we're going to count. Okay. 120 billion on the first page. Okay, you guys are seeing this. And my math might be a tiny bit. I might have missed a few. Okay. So 120 on the first page. Oh God, here we go. I'm not ready for this. Okay, let's see. Where's the first? Only counting the billions too. I'm not counting all the millions and the hundreds of millions. So it's going to be higher than this too, which is just insane. The second page, 1.3. Let's see here. 60 million. Oh, I can't count. Sorry, guys. Oh my goodness. Okay. 4 billion. So it's like 5 billion, I guess. Let's see. 5. Oh, I'm not seeing a lot on this page. Maybe these are the lower bids. I don't know. Oh, a lot of these aren't the bonuses. That's why. Another 11. I lost count. Where did it go? 11 plus. Okay, so like call it like 15. Oh, 15 billion. 20. Oh my God, I can't even. 26 billion. So it's 145 billion. 142 billion. Oh my God. This is nuts. 142 billion. I see Poly Maximus is there a lot in this page. Okay, get ready, guys. Oh my, 140, call it 143 billion. 144 billion. Oh, I'm scrolling too fast. 143 billion. 144 billion. Let's see here. 146 billion. 149 billion. Guys, this is crazy. I'm going to do the rest of this page, and I'm going to pause here. 150 billion. This is nuts. 153 billion. 158 billion. 160 billion. 163 billion. Is that 27 billion? Are you kidding me? 190 billion? 200 billion? What is happening? Holy. Okay, I'm going to pause and come back to chat. We got 200 billion and we're not even done the first 300. We're at 200 billion. I'm saying this is really good for Icosa stakers and Hedron stakers and What's-a holders. Yeah, you're pretty close. About 240. It's about 200 billion on the second by the 2 page. Yeah, we're gonna keep going here because this is nuts. I got this is insane. Okay, we gotta keep going here. Okay, we got there's 200 billion. Okay, they're starting small on some of these. Okay. These will climb too. What I'm noticing is a lot of these big bids are coming in near the end. So this is going to be a big day in general over the next 24 hours. This poor executor for Polymaximus, they're going to have their work cut out for them. Like they're going to be bidding like crazy. So 203 billion. Let's see. Like it's way more than this, guys. I'm skipping anything that isn't a billion. Like think about that. That's insane. I missed the first 203, 206, 208, 210 and a half, 210.5, 212.7. Let's see. 214, 215, call 216 with the rounding up. 217.5, 220, 221. I'm going to call that a billion. 222. Let's see. 222 billion in 400 auctions. And I'm skipping like the vast majority. I'm skipping the vast majority of all of these auctions. I am barely counting all the hundreds. It could have been 800 million for the most part, and I'm not counting them. Oh, that's just insane. Yeah, Icosa payday. I hope you guys are staked. What's cool though is you'll have one more day to get in. So if you're wanting to get in on this yield, well, you need to be staked before 12 hours from now, basically just under 12 hours from now. 11 hours and 45 minutes from now, or 23 hours and 45 minutes from now. Sorry. So with all the, good question. I answered this earlier, but I'll answer it again. It's not directly correlated. So like hedron burn doesn't equal price going up, but it will have an effect over time, most likely, because as the supply shrinks, people need it for auctions. People need to buy it, pushing the price up. And this is actually cool because if this works well enough and enough hedrons burned, well, then people need to buy hedron for these auctions on the market. And in order to do that, they need to push the price up. If the price goes up high enough, it hits the ceiling price that we've talked about in previous videos. And if it goes above, well, people will advance their hex stakes and advance all the hedron and send auctions to send HSIs to the auction. And it's going to be, and all this yield, all the hedron burnt is basically paying anyone who is in the staking pools. It's this crazy system. It's absolutely crazy. Yeah, this is nuts. Yeah, exactly. And we don't know if people are going to be recycling these either. Like this might be, and I think I'm actually a little laggy here. Let me just switch my, there we go. Oh, maybe that's too low. Standard definition? No. Let's see. I just realized I'm laggy, guys. Sorry about that. Okay. Yo, Sloth. What's up, brother? Hey, man, if you want to come on and hang out for a bit, I need someone to talk game theory with for the new staking pools or staking pools. So if you want to come on, I sent you that link. Definitely hop in, man. Let's see here. Yeah, the system is amazing. The Poly Executor is a program, not a person. We'll never know. I may refer to them as a person, but you're right. I don't know. It could be a program. Probably is a program. Let's go with that. Probably like, I don't know, 45 minutes or so, 30, 40 minutes. Let's just try and do like a little over an hour stream. I really wanted to talk some game theory, and it'd be great to have you or anyone else that want to come on and like, discuss all this stuff. Otherwise, I'm just going to be rambling, which, hey, it could be great, but it'd be great to have you on here, man. So if you're cool, if you want to, you can, but hey, no pressure, man. If you can't, it's all good. Let's see here. So staking at Icosa now would then get this yield that's coming from, so staking is now. Would then get this yield that's coming from this current burning. Yes, I'm staked a lot, but may buy and stake more. Yeah, so because all these auctions are ending on the next day, You'll be able to, like, if anyone actually has their stake going right now, they can actually go in and see in their stake to make sure that it wasn't some crazy payout, to make sure that I'm not wrong. But if that's true, which all these auctions ended after for the most part, well, you're going to get the payday, or the yield's going to come in, not today, but it'll come in tomorrow. So real quick as well, did the extra Icosa CMI yield come from Alex removing that percentage bonus you were talking about? It would have come in yesterday. So there was like a 2,300% increase in yield plus a little extra bonus. Oh yeah. Okay. Standard payout. So everyone's going to have like an extra day to get involved in this. And I advise you to consider if it's worth it or not, right? That's it though. Let me just see. Yeah. Sloth, if you can, man. But hey, no pressure. Guys, this is crazy. This is absolutely nuts. Yeah, it was great. It was really great. So I guess now, guys, let's talk about the staking pools. And unless, hey, if anyone has questions about these HSIs or these bids, now is the time to ask those questions before we move on. And yeah, if no one's got any questions about any of this stuff, I'm going to move over to the staking pools, and we're going to talk about game theory and what that means for the future of Icosa. We're going to break some stuff down. I'm going to give you my thoughts. Excuse me. And yeah, we're going to really see if there's anything special that needs to be thought of or considered for the future. I'm going to hold off of HSIs. I think the system is fantastic, though. I can see Hedron mooning. Hey, man, anything's possible. And I mean, so far we're seeing a healthy system usage in these bids. I'm still floored by, okay, should we do one more? I'm going to do one more page. We're at 220 billion. I got to see one more, guys. Let's see. I'm just going to scan here, and if I see anything crazy. There's a lot in here, but I'm not going to add up the smaller numbers. You watch, though. These will get pushed up. I mean, 250,000 hex. You're telling me that's not going to get a bid? Come on. That's getting bid up to a couple billion for sure. Craziness, guys. Absolute craziness. All right. Oh, yeah, there we go. Basically $1 billion for Polymax. Okay, I see you guys. Cool. All right. Let's see. Yeah, that's actually impressive. Looks like a lot of people understand understated. Oh, I see what you're saying. Sorry, let me reread that. Looks like quite a few unstated Hedron today, actually. Unstaked Hedron today, actually. It actually looks like there's a very, very large percentage of Hedron. Oh, we never know. It might not actually be that big. Hard to say. 250 billion isn't that much of supply that's being bid. Obviously, I think it's more than that. I think it's probably far above 250, considering I'm skipping, like, I didn't count any of these bids that are in the millions, like any whatsoever. So these are going to add up like quite quickly. And considering there's 100 of these per page, it takes, yeah. If there's multiple 10 million bids, if there's 100 of these, and if an average bid is over 10 billion or 10 million on the page, then we're going to get over $1 billion per page, right? So, and I'm looking at these and look at like 55, 16, 19 million, 17, 5, 30, 5, 46 million, 46. Like most of these bids are in the millions. I think that we're going to see a lot of Hedron burn. Like this is going to be pretty significant. Like, I mean, this one's going to get some serious bids in a few hours for 250,000 hex. Sheesh. Oh my. Okay, guys. All right. Whoa. Stop the stream. Welcome, Sloth Crypto. What's up, brother?
Yeah. What's up, man? That's right. Stop the stream for me, man. That's right.
Everyone stop. How you doing, man?
Yeah, I'm doing well. How are you?
Dude, I'm doing good, man. I'm just blown away by the amount of Hedron that's getting burnt right now.
Oh yeah, I didn't catch most of your stream. How much has been getting burned? I've seen. I was looking at a couple, and there are some like that are like way overbidding, and some that are more reasonable.
Yeah, there's a lot of reasonable ones, but we counted. I counted just the billions, just the ones where there was billion bids. Anything that was in 100 millions, 10 millions, I didn't count. And even just doing
not
that,
worth it to look at for whales like you.
No, exactly. Yeah, exactly. There's 224 billion being burnt just from counting the billions, and most of them are not billion bids.
Wow, that's crazy.
And that's the first 4 or 5 pages. That's it.
Damn, and that's most of those will be ending before. I guess the day just ticked over 20 minutes ago, so we'll be getting that yield in 24 hours from now for a lot of those, right?
Yeah, for around 1,400 of these, and that's only for about 400 stakes. That's only the amount that's been burned.
Damn, yeah, the backlog is huge of all these stakes.
Dude, it's crazy. It's absolutely. Yeah. I mean, I honestly think for anyone that wants to get in, I mean, if you have strategies too, I'd love to talk about, if you have anything for the fine folks watching right now on how maybe like a way to play this if they want to get some HSIs now or later. We should definitely go through that.
Burn all your Hedron.
Burn it all. There you go. From the man himself. Someone clip that. Yeah, even what I've been thinking too is, patience could be the name of the game, because everyone's going to be going in right now. And these auctions are going to be going over 3 months for these specific auctions for this round. So, I mean, the name of the game for me could be patience.
Yeah. And I think seeing the volume of HSIs that are being started versus the number that are available to be started, like, it's clear that we're going to have a drip of these for a very long time. Like, there are no shortage of HSIs from this day one event that are going to be started over time. And at least for the next week, let me pull up hexmodel.com because I could see it pretty quickly, but at least for the next week, we have 1,000 T-shares worth of HSIs coming out every single day.
Right.
So the backlog is just getting bigger and bigger as time goes on. And so we could, I mean, I don't know how long it'll take, but we could see a lot of the ones from day one not start until like a week from now. Even
that's true
with the speed at which they're going. Of course, there are some that are like nothing. Like there was there are like some 1 hex ones for some reason. I don't know why. Like 1 hex for Quattro Cinco, that makes no sense. So no one's going to start those. And those are the exact kind of stakes that I was speculating that the SA would like start and win, basically. Like the 1 hex ones that like literally nobody cares. Like no one's going to waste the gas to start those unless they just want to joke. But yeah, this is really bullish. Not just because of the amount, but the time frame by which we're operating on. Because it's not just like the amount's great, but like 1 humongous day of liquidity, like that's cool and all, but it's not like sustainable. And we want long-term sustainable yield over time, and that the auctions seem to be that. Where it's nothing crazy each single day. It's obviously increased from what it was these past 90 days, but it's nothing like one day huge and then just like nothing. It seems like we're going to get a nice steady stream of yield every day, which increases confidence in the system, as well as entices people to stick around longer because they know that they need to spend time in the system to accumulate a lot of yield.
Yep. That's so true. I think it is actually going to work out far better than I thought it was going to in terms of like the healthiest way it could work out. Because I was wondering, when this was all going to start, it's like, okay, well, there's so many auctions. Is there enough hands? Is there enough people to like, do that? And is it just going to be like a spike? And then is it just going to kind of die off? But yeah, it's actually working out really, really well. And I think, I don't know if anyone I didn't hear anyone talking about the possibility of this happening, but I love it so far. And I mean, we'll see when all the payouts come out. I'm curious to see what the difference is between I know roughly it was about 4-1 Icosa per the Icosa staking pool versus the Hedron pool for dollar. Last I checked, around 3.8-1. But I'm curious, with all of the Hedron being burnt, if how that's going to change. What do you think is going to be, how much do you see being burnt over the course of, let's say, the first week here, judging by like what we're seeing so far?
Well, what how many did you say were bid for today? How many billion?
We're up to about 240 billion on the first 4 pages of 100 out of 1,400, and I didn't count the 100 million bids.
Yeah, so let's round that up to just 250 to be super conservative on what you missed as well as what's on the page, and we'll just multiply that by 7. Like,
yeah,
that's 1.7 trillion. If the same rate of burning occurs as well as the same volume of T-shares occurs, and people, which I guess is the same rate as burning, but people are bidding on the HSIs. Like people are overbidding now. Like if people are overbidding now and then they like wise up and then don't bid this much in the future, bid more proportionally to what they should be, then the yield will obviously go down. But if we assume everything stays the same for these next 7 days, more or less, especially seeing the backlog of ones that haven't started yet, 1.7 trillion is the rate we're going at from your calculation per week.
Yeah, and that's actually low because, like I said, I hadn't anything less than $1 billion. I didn't count, and most of the bids were less than $1 billion, and those add up quick. And 10 or if there's a page that averages 100 or 10 million on it, or just for per bid, then we're doing $1 billion per page as well, right?
Yep.
So if we average $1 billion per page or no, I guess it wouldn't work quite like that for 14 pages. It's not that great, but still, where I'm going is there could be a lot. Math on stream's hard. Don't do math on stream.
I'm looking. The one thing that may lead that estimate to be an overestimate is that it doesn't look like there are many launch phase bonuses going on anymore,
right?
Like that are being sold to the auction, and those could be inflating the numbers a bit because people might be willing to way overpay for those.
True. Let's go to the app here real quick and check it out. Let's see here. Yeah, hex share rate went up about 11 today. Oh,
damn.
Let's see. Lost. Okay. So the 10x bonuses, yeah, these ones are all started. Let's see. Let's go through the auctions that haven't started yet. 100. Let's see. I have the first 100 up for bat. Yeah, wow. There's like none.
Yeah, they're pretty much. I think some people probably clicked through and probably just started all of the launch phase bonus ones, which would make sense to me. Let's see. But yeah, I mean, most of these it seems are within the 0.5 to 5 T-share rate. T-share like that seems like to be like kind of where most of the HSIs are falling in terms of volume.
Yeah, let's see, like 1.2, 1.8. Let's see.
And so when you were saying like opportunity to get cheap T-shares, like once we start to see most of like the big ticket items going like sold, and then we start to get into the middle of the pack where we're like the 0.5 T-share to 5 T-share ones that's where the most, like if you plotted it out on like a histogram, those would probably be the ones that have the most. Like that's probably going to be the opportunity to scoop up cheap T-shares,
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And yes, crypto winter bulls. So the yield on today's burnt hedron will be dealt out tomorrow, correct?
Let me go to that, yeah.
Yeah. Any auctions that ended like 20, 30 minutes ago, those will probably be kept. The burn will be credited to our yield in 24 hours from now, or 23 and a half hours from now.
Yeah. It's crazy. It's kind of cool that it worked out like that. I thought for sure we'd see the big day today, but it's kind of cool. It's the suspense is killing me, because we have all these auctions that are going to come in over the next 24 hours. And what I noticed, I don't know if you're or anyone else was watching, but as I was going through these on getting closer and closer to the actual bids being done, the bidding was going higher and higher and higher and higher and higher. So that might be a trend we could see. And I don't want to speculate too much, but it was definitely a trend I was seeing as things were getting closer, was the bids were going higher and higher and higher as we're coming down to the wire. So if that's a trend, that could be good news.
I mean, that makes sense. There's no point to like waste the gas in a bidding war if40 10 hours left in the auction. So everybody around this time, 30 minutes from now, not from now, but 30 minutes before, 35, 40 minutes before in the past is when everybody will be at their computer bidding on the auctions. Let's see what's So I was looking because I saw when I first looked, I saw a lot that were going for like really like crazy cheap, and then I looked again and like, okay, now they're more reasonable. Like that, like there was one I was looking at. The multiple Icosa was like $900, and it was going for like 800, 810, which that's about appropriate. Like that's $100 deal, but like that seems more like if it went for that, like that's a reasonable amount for an HSI to go for. 10% under the multiple Icosa.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. I mean, I wonder at what point it's probably going to be within this first week where we'll see people start to trend down to like below the base value and people not really wanting to necessarily spend too much. Because I mean, a lot of the big players are probably going to be out after this first few days, to be honest. Like, I don't know how much Polymax is going to be burning. It seemed like they're burning quite a bit. I think they have a lot left in the tank still. Just looking at,
did they get up? Did they get to $1 trillion? I haven't been keeping track of that.
I think it was 1 point something trillion. It was. It was just craziness, just absolutely crazy. They managed to do that. It's pretty cool. Yeah. Let me just see here.
Oh yeah.
Here's a question. Trade Mo James, do you think all these sexes burning down will trigger a bull market? What's your take on something like that?
Maybe not trigger the bull market, but there's definitely indications that we're deep into the bear market. Like, I think those are the kinds of things you look for. Like, literally, like if you had a pick, like what's a marker for like being like at the starting to get to a low, to a bottom in a bear market? It's like one of the biggest, most trusted centralized exchanges valued at billions of dollars absolutely implodes. Like that like if like independent of what was I gonna say? Like if you were to have a multiple choice question and it's like which one of these would do you think would signal a bottom? Like that would be one of them. That would be a good answer choice to pick.
That'd be A, B, C, and D for me.
Yeah, all of the above is
all
FTX
of the above.
Exposing.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, and the thing is crazy too is like we really haven't seen the end of this. I think that we're going to see like a lot more coming out. There's rumors and news coming out and threads about all sorts of exchanges and funds that are, they're going to be a part of this, like the hashtag contagion. It's on Twitter. I think this is going to be violently aggressive down, and it's going to hit, and we're going to be like, oh, there it is. Wow. I don't think it's going to be, are we there yet? I don't think we're going to get a confused, like uncertain kind of, we're going to be, I wonder even if it's going to be like, oh, that was the bottom. And then it goes again, I'm wondering if it goes something like that, where we're like, that had to have been, that hurt to watch. And then it goes down again.
Yeah.
One thing I want to talk about too, and I'm super glad you're here to talk. Because I'm sure you've been thinking a lot about the staking pools and what it means both short-term and long-term. What have you thought of, because the bonus is no longer there? Where are you at with the whole thing? Like, do you think things change a lot? Do you think that the game theory is completely different? Are there new strategies involved that you've been thinking of? Like, what's going on in your head?
Yeah. Actually, I plan on streaming probably after this because I just talk about it really quick on my stream. But with the recent but the bug that was found and how it affects the Icosa system is that, we lost the volume bonuses for the Icosa and Hedron staking pools. And it's definitely not a critical change in the game theory, but it does shift incentives around a bit. So basically now people have less of an incentive to stake a whole bunch of Icosa or Hedron through the system. It's actually really more so for Hedron rather than Icosa because it takes so little Icosa to trigger longer staking bonuses that it kind of just works out. It just works out to being more or less the same. Like if you want to stake 1,000 Icosa, you're going to get that lockup period either way. But like for Hedron, large players may or may not lock up a large amount of Hedron because they're not really getting rewarded for it as much anymore. With Icosa, you didn't like, if you want to participate, you're going to have to incur some kind of lockup period. So incentives for larger stakes have decreased, but inflation going out into the future has also decreased. So like we're not going to have large whales getting an extra 15 to 20% bonus on top of the yield they've accumulated for an entire year or 9 months. So, you can weigh those pros and cons however you think they should be weighed. Another big change is the WhatsApp pools. So the WhatsApp pools were supposed to get technically get copies of all those volume bonuses, but because they all get rounded down to 0 by the way the code works, basically there is no extra bonuses for the WhatsApp pool for the volume bonus. The only bonuses are the 5555 bonuses and the launch phase bonuses when you sell an HSI to the for Icosa. So what's the value proposition of WhatsApp took a little bit of a hit. I still think overall net, like it's still a great value prop, and it's still very valuable, but that is one thing that they have lost. So they're not as valuable as they once were before. That's just the reality of what it is.
Yep.
Let's see. Yeah, this isn't game breaking by any sense of the word. It's just we've lost some incentives. We've also lost some inflation, so that could be seen as a positive. But overall, I think the main thing, one is the Watson stuff. I think that's actually probably the biggest hit that the whole system has taken. But also, I think really it's just more of like the system could have launched like it is now, and I think we would have all be okay with it. So it's like it's a thing of expectations where we have all been talking about, hey, you're going to get this, you're going to get this. People plan their staking around the expectation of getting these bonuses, and now we're saying there was a bug in the code where you no longer get it. So like, unfortunately, like this does mean there's a little blemish that goes along with Icosa and Hedron, where anybody can say, well, you guys had a bug in your code, like that's why you shouldn't do stuff like this or whatever kind of FUD they want to argue. We're gonna have to deal with that now, unfortunately. But that just is what it is. In my opinion, it's more on the side of noise than concern.
Yeah, well, I 100% agree with that. I mean, I think it's unfortunate that it happened because we're gonna have to just deal with people doing that. But I actually, the more I've been thinking about it, I was trying to, and I don't know how to calculate this or see or find on the chain if there's anyone that actually has like a legitimate whale status in Icosa. Do you know of anyone that's entered that has over 180,000 Icosa?
Well, so it's the circulating supply, not the stake supply that's calculated.
Well, I just mean like an actual whale, like an actual like total supply whale. Is there anyone that has 180,000?
I'm sure I'm sure there is. Yeah, I'm sure there are.
Okay.
I don't know, but I don't think we can see their staked amounts on EtherScan.
Yeah, that was the thing I was struggling with. I couldn't find that.
We definitely have people who would qualify for the 20% bonus when they unstake, because that's only, I believe, like 6,000 Icosa in a stake. I think it's
right now it's like 4,600.
46. There's like only there's like 460,000 Icosa liquid right now. Yeah, so like a lot of people, if they ended it, would get it.
Yeah, exactly. But here's the thing too. I was thinking about. It's like,
that's the number you're looking for.
Yeah, 18.4, and then 460. Oh, it doesn't show it anymore. But yeah, I think it was about 460 last I saw. But like, this is the thing. So this is where I was going with this. It's like, it kind of evens the playing field because now you have, and I don't know how the compounding would have worked with the shorter stakes in comparison to like the 360 days with the 20-day or the 20%. But I'm wondering now if it kind of evens the playing field because there is no bonuses. So whatever your percentage of the pool is now, if everyone's kind of doing the same thing, your percentage of the pool or percentage of the total supply really shouldn't shrink over time. You should hold a relatively similar position over time, and you can add capital to increase your position. But if people are just staking, you can actually increase, I think, and I could be wrong here, but you could actually increase your position over time by just adding to your stakes with new capital and actually increasing ahead of potential whales or towards whales or sharks or dolphins if they're not adding. Because as you increase your percentage of the pool, you increase the amount of yields you get. And then if you add more than me, like I could see this actually being a net positive for smaller players potentially. But also there's a catch because, if we always see this small supply, that's circulating supply, then it's tough because it doesn't really make sense to put 4.6 Icosa for 30 days or 46 Icosa for 90 days. You're like, there's no way. If anyone wanted to, like, instead of being a whale, I'm not going to do 1,000 wallets or 100 wallets.
Yeah, that's
right. Like
that's now for the Icosa pool. That's the main barrier for people like doing those smaller stakes is like wallet management. Because you're just gonna eat the time because it's not worth your time to make 1,000 wallets, like you said.
Exactly. Well, the thing to consider too is you got to pay gas for every one of those. That's the big thing. You're paying gas start and stop for both of them, right?
Yeah.
And you also are competing against the T-share rate for your stake points. So if the yield is not adequate, you could be losing stake points just because you're trying to split your stakes up. So, I mean, I actually think it still works out, and I don't really have the model down or any math down, but in my head, at least, I'm still thinking that it makes the most sense to do longest stake you can, just due to the stake points. It depends on what's going to happen with yield. I think maybe the first year that might not be so true because of the increase. And it might far surpass whatever the T-share rate is going to climb at that would combat your stake points. But after that, I think it makes the most sense to stake for as long as possible. At least preliminarily, you know?
Yeah, for sure. No, I agree. And I think Alex said the T-share rate basically still makes it so that longer stakes pay better than compounding, except maybe in like these hyperinflation, the small pockets, like you said, of hyperinflation that certain stakes got. In those instances, it might be better to compound. But the main one that's making sense when I look at my stakes is ending my Hedron stake and then staking that Icosa. But that's mostly because I didn't go as heavy into Icosa as I did Hedron. So like I almost like got like a significant percentage of my total Icosa bag just from my Hedron staking, which means that's like a whole extra like rung that I can make for like a stake. But Trade Mo James, hey.
Yeah, Trade Mo James. Thanks, man. Gotta run, boys. You two are legends. Keep it up. Thanks, man. Thanks for the $2. Have yourself a great night and happy staking.
Yeah. Trade Mo James, he's pretty cool. He has a channel. I guess he was a stock guy before, and now he started to do some TA for like Hex, Hedron, Icosa stuff. So
cool.
Check out some of his videos. Yeah.
I'm gonna check out your channel, man. That's awesome. Yeah. Thanks for the $2. I'll definitely check you out. Let's see here. Still struggling on Paul on the What's your thoughts on I know there's been so much about, you know, to do poly, not to do poly, it's good, it's bad. And I don't want to talk about the good or the bad. I don't want to talk about the morality or of it or whatever. But I'm curious, you know, what do you think is making it difficult for people to pull the trigger on poly or not? Like,
it's probably just hard to let go of your Hedron. If I had to take a guess. And there's also like uncertainty, like with the price of it after the minting phase ends. Like, you know, things like Deci and stuff are now trading at a discount relative to it, like under the 1-for-1 for Hex right now. So like that's a possibility. Like you could lose. Like if we're just thinking about like what bad things could happen with Poly, like it could be trading under 1-for-1. If you do a large amount of Hedron, and like there may not be enough liquidity for you to exit Poly. Like like you could even be at like a 2-for-1 premium, have double the Hedron, but like there may not be enough liquidity for you to be able to extract that amount of value. So you could kind of be stuck in Poly. And like there is a 15-year lag period between the minting and the native redemptive value of the token, right? Like between the time from when it launched to when the 15 years is up, that's all speculative value. So like the hard value isn't redeemable for 15 years, which is a risk that you have like with all of the perpetual stuff. Like Maxi has the same thing. That's why like Dipcatcher and Goldseed, like, hey, like this could trade for a discount because it's so far in the future when like its hard value is realized. So yeah, those are just like the risk on like why you may or may not want to participate. I minted some Poly personally, very small percentage of my total Hedron bag, but like I wanted some exposure to it just in case.
Yeah,
and like
it can't hurt.
I was thinking about this just like while I was on the plane today, like just run the numbers to see like how much you need to be like a poly squid or like a poly dolphin and see like what that position is relative to your entire bag and just get like a squid position. That percentage of the total supply is a really good position to have long term. And so if that's a really small percentage of your Hedron bag, then like go ahead and mint it. Like just get some exposure. You still have exposure to everything you like because it's just a derivative of all the things we're talking about. Yeah, that's my thoughts on it.
No, I think it's pretty accurate. Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. And I like that, you know, put a small amount in, but still like healthy. So you're actually up there in the ranks enough to actually really benefit from the most. I like that. I didn't personally participate in Poly, but I like that.
Would you say 1.7 trillion?
1.7 trillion as the burn? Or sorry, no. Yeah, I know Poly. 1.35 or something like that, I think it was. I think.
Okay, let me.
Wait, 15%. Maybe I think it was over a trillion. It was like 1.2 or 1.3 trillion, I think it was. Something along those lines.
Whale, shark, dolphin.
Oof.
So you need 13.5 million poly. So based on the current supply to be a squid. And 13 and a half and a 13.5 million 13.5 million Hedron right now. Let me do that calculation. Sorry.
No problem.
13, 5, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. It's about $389. No, that's 130. That's 130. No, it's about $38. So right now it's about $38 to get a squid level position in poly.
Really?
Based on those numbers, just really quick. Hopefully I didn't drop a zero somewhere in there, but
that sounds low for 30 million.
For 1.3 trillion, 3.5 trillion. 1, 2, 3 million. Yeah, so divided by 100 is a 1% is 13.5 billion. That makes sense. Divided by another 10, which is a shark position. That's 1.3 billion. And then divide by another 10 to give you a dolphin is 135 million. Divide by 10 one more time to get a squid. That's 13.5 million. Yeah.
Oh, right. Because I'm thinking total supply for some reason. Just.
But this is the total supply of poly. So it's all completely dependent on the amount of hedron that's burned.
Right. Shrinks it by a factor of 100 essentially.
Essentially, yeah. So like $40, $40 to $50, because the supply will go up to get a squid level position in the ecosystem and within itself. It may be worth it. Like, I don't know.
Hey, you know what? I think these long stakes, man, I think that they're going to actually really pay off, in the long run. Like, I think Maxi is going to do really well. I think Polymax is going to do really well. They're 15-year stakes. Like, we have no idea what's going to happen for adoption. We have no idea what's going to happen to the yield. Like, they could be absolutely insane, especially if they get a bunch of 10x Hedron multipliers. That could, and we don't know what's going to happen with Hedron for one in the future. I mean, Hedron could do very, very, very well. I mean, if the system does well, then Hedron will do well, and if Hedron does well, then Polymaximus will kill it. So, I like what they've done, and I think it's going to be successful. They're going to make a lot of people very happy. Junior Beltre, what's good, brothers? Thanks all for the gems. The Yielder crew from today's closed sales should be seen over 14th at 8 p.m., 7 p.m. Eastern time, and 6 p.m. Central time, 4 p.m. Pacific time, and I don't know what 8 p.m. No, it's 7 p.m. Eastern time. Yeah.
That's the time zone I'm in. That's what it is.
Right. Okay. Yeah, that's accurate then. Crypto Winter Bowl says, Cryptographics, what am I doing that makes most sense for what I am doing that makes most sense for me is 2 wallets, have the Icosa yield from Hedron added to the long-term Icosa stake, then add enough Hedron to get the same stake points. Let me see here. Add the Icosa yield from Hedron to add to the long-term Icosa stake, and then add enough Hedron to get. Oh, right. I see what you're saying. Yeah,
that makes sense.
That makes a lot of sense. 1.4 trillion in their account now. Okay, you saw that. Okay. Yeah. And Maxim's in the house. What's up, brother? Good to see you in here. Hope you're enjoying your night with the fam. Hope you're not getting too distracted in here with all the auctions going on too. Sparky says, I think the T-share rate went up about 8K this past year. Does that sound about right? If so, yield is definitely likely to be better. I guess it depends on if you're thinking about, I don't know if you're talking about Hex. I think you're talking about Hex. You must be talking about Hex.
Yeah.
A few more factors to that than just the T-share rate going up, but yeah, it should affect it. Should affect it if the amount of people that are staking are roughly the same. Crypto Winter Bowl says, Cryptographics, so basically you have one long-term wallet and one short-term wallet. Nice. Yeah. Feed the long-term wallet, yield from the short-term wallet. Yep. That sounds about right. It's kind of like one of the waterfall strategies that GIF was talking about. You and I were talking about back in the day.
Yep. It's a good strat, man.
Yeah, that's a great strat. Let's see. Yeah, billions melt off every second. We haven't checked in a moment, but yeah, billions were melting earlier. Let's see here. Hedron supply. Oh man, if I know Maxim's busy right now, we'll get another stream with the whole gang on soon. There's so much to look forward to with these auctions. There's so much time to stream and talk about these HSIs and watch everything come in real time.
Yeah,
we're definitely.
He's a family man. He doesn't have time for us.
Yeah, I know. As single men, effectively single men. Not quite, but let's see.
Not married.
Not married. Yeah, not legally. It's legally single.
Yeah.
But both taken. Let's see here. Got If we end Icosa stake, we lose Hedron and yield, but holding with no bonus for 270 days, but no stake equals no yield. Small stake for fewer days, less yield. And I'm confused. Sorry, I don't know why my brain just got scrambled there, but yeah, if you end Icosa stake, you lose Hedron and yield, but holding with no bonus for 270 days. But no stake equals yield. Am I reading that wrong? Does that make sense to you? I'm just getting confused.
So basically he's saying, like, if you end your stake, like, you lose your yield, but like, why would I hold for 270 days if I'm not getting a bonus? But if I don't stake, I don't get any yield. And if I only stake for a small period of time, I don't get that much yield. So it's right. Like, basically they're just like confused. Like, they don't understand like what's not what's going on, but it's like the incentives seem misaligned. Like, this person Hexagon Batman seems like, oh, I don't really know what to do. Like, the incentives isn't clear what to do anymore. Before, it was like, when you had a bonus to stake a long time, it made sense. It's like, yeah, I'm going to accumulate yield for all of these days, and then I get a bonus at the end. So it's obvious what I'm going to do. Now it's like, oh, what do I do? I'm not sure. Like, but basically, like, in the system, you have to be staked every day to earn yield. And that yield is variable every single day. So like, the longer you stake, the more yield you get. If you end stake, you get diluted because the T-share rate has gone up from the time you started to the time you ended your stake. So you just have to ask yourself, has the yield you generated worth diluting yourself in the pool if you want to repeat? If you want to cash out, then the choice is pretty obvious. You just end your stake and sell what you want. So yeah.
That's perfect explanation. I'm realizing I got streamer brain right now. I'm like reading stuff, actually, but I'm not reading it. So
I'm gonna hop off myself because I'm gonna go prep for my stream a little bit. You're welcome to come on. I'm just gonna talk. It's probably gonna be a quick one, unless people have a lot of questions. Because I'm just gonna talk about the update that happened. I just want to have a record of that on my channel. But I'll post a link for you to hop on if you want. Okay.
Dude, it's been a day for me. I need a moment or 10 for myself at the moment here. You have a great stream, man. Have a great rest of your night. We'll talk very soon. We got so much going on. Thanks again for coming on.
Thanks for having me. Yeah, thanks for having me on. Always a pleasure to be on your channel, man. We'll talk soon, okay?
Yeah. Talk soon, brother. Peace. All right, guys. Sloth's out. I'm fading. Oh my goodness, what a day. We're almost at the day where we're going to see all this payout. Hope you guys have had fun hanging out. Thank you guys for being here. If you enjoy the stream, please smash the like and subscribe. Please drop a comment for the algorithm. And if you'd like to support the channel, you can definitely go to cryptographics.com. There's merch there. You can book a one-on-one call if you'd like to learn from me directly. You can also donate in the link below, or you can join the YouTube memberships. If none of that sounds good to you, don't even worry about it. Doesn't matter. But if you could, you should like the stream. That'd be great. And if you really, really liked it, maybe share it out. And I hope you guys had a great evening. I hope you have a good rest of your Sunday. And I will talk to you guys in the next video or stream, whatever comes next. Peace.